want you to call Derek. We need him for like 1 or 2 days.
It's a wedding, babe. He's in a wedding.
I want you to call him.
I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block.
I don't know if there is a crisis PR team that can go and fix what's going on with J.Lo, but if there was one out there, they need to get there pronto. I mean, I saw there was a clip earlier of her like spitting her gum into her assistant's hand, and a lot of people didn't like that.
Yeah, let's see.
You're a pig.
Jennifer Lopez seems to be telling one lie after another. She's lied about her upbringing, her love stories, who actually sings her music, and who knows what else at this point. So if you didn't know, earlier this year, J.Lo released her documentary on Amazon Prime called This Is Me Now, A Love Story, which gave a behind-the-scenes look into her new album, well, her latest album, This Is Me Now, and the accompanying movie, The Greatest Love Story Never Told. So some fans who watched it took to social media to call her out for her lies. So there's one scene where she poses in front of the mirror at like her gym, and she's like shaking out her hair, and she's like, oh yeah, like I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me when I was young and in the Bronx, running up and down the block. Crazy girl who used to be effing wild and no limits, all dreams. Well, TikTok user Photos by Angela slammed the star in a series of videos. She claims to have gone to the same Catholic high school as J.Lo and accused her of lying about her experience living in the Bronx. She said, we both attended an all-girls high school in an Irish and Italian neighborhood, so you weren't running up and down the block. Let's go on to line number 2, shall we, folks? So J.Lo has been long accused of not actually singing on her albums, and singer Natasha Ramos took to TikTok to shed light on that rumor. So Natasha has a voice very similar to that of Jennifer's, and she was hired to sing the demo of Jenny from the Block. The production team liked her voice so much they asked her to record 5 more songs for the album This Is Me, including the single I'm Glad. Natasha received like $3,500 in a backup singer's credit. However, as she claims and the original demo demonstrates, it's her voice in the final track. And not only the choruses, it's her laugh, it's her yelling from the Bronx. J.Lo only sings in the verse. If we're gonna talk about stealing, J.Lo is notorious for this. She caught her big break in 1997 when she starred as the late Latin pop singer Selena in the biography of the same name, and after that film, J.Lo ventured into music. Her demo was picked up by music exec Tommy Mottola and Sony Music, and she dropped her debut album on the 6th in summer of 1999. The big hit, If You Had My Love, we all know it. Well, that song received some backlash from R&B singer Shantae Moore. Moore had a near identical song called If I Gave Love, recorded a year prior in '98. Both songs, J.Lo's and Moore's, were written and produced by Rodney Jerkins. It's been said that J.Lo's then boyfriend Puff Daddy pressured Jerkins to write a near identical song, and J.Lo's stealing only gets worse as time went on. So look, technically using background vocals is not uncommon in the music industry, but the issue with J.Lo is because she's passed so many vocals from other singers as her own, she's essentially committing fraud. Songs like Play and the I'm Real remix feature prominent reference track vocals from Christina Milian and Ashanti. Ashanti's a big name here, folks. J.Lo and Ja Rule's music video for I'm Real remix, yeah, J.Lo reused Ashanti's reference track vocals on the song and passed them off as her own. Instead of J.Lo re-recording the song, she was just like, yeah, no, this is totally me, guys. It's not. J.Lo has also stolen or attempted to steal from artists such as Usher, Brandy Norwood, Mariah Carey, and so many more. She's also been accused of lip-syncing during live performances on so many occasions. Back in 2021, fans took to social media during her American Music Awards performance to express their disappointment because they're like, these vocals are not matching the studio version of the song. On my way. 2014, American Idol, they were like, this rendition of I Like It Poppy, it ain't it, girl. Let's talk about some diva behavior, shall we? So, in 2002, J.Lo starred in the romantic comedy Made in Manhattan. She was all over the world promoting it. Actors always do press. And when she was in London, people were talking. And not about the movie. She had a very interesting encounter with hotel staff. So she stayed at the Metropolitan Hotel, and she was being a big diva. The hotel staff was actually astounded by her extravagant demands because it was reaching levels they had never seen before. She wanted so many lemon-scented candles, and no matter where she went, she always had to be in like a limo, even though maybe she was only going like down the block. Nope, still need to be escorted there. I can't walk. In 2012, reports surfaced that she demanded that any staff working for her make no eye contact or speak with her. So she was having work done on her San Fernando Valley home, and she was like, no helpers, no drivers, no contractors. You cannot interact with me. She's flying first class. Don't even try talking to her if you're the flight attendant and that's your job. One time a flight attendant offered her a drink and she was like, She said to her assistant, please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime. Just say, hi, thank you so much, I'd like a Diet Coke and lime. It's not that hard. We're gonna go back into her lying behaviors. So remember that fun movie she did with Ryan Guzman? Yeah, she had him fake his relationship status to hype up their movie. Or at least that's what his ex-girlfriend's saying. So Melanie Iglesias called out J.Lo on the No Chaser podcast for how she claims J.Lo acted during the 2015 The Boy Next Door press run. She's like, yeah, J.Lo was holding hands with Ryan at after parties. She was acting like they were an item, knowing full well he had a girlfriend. So the girlfriend was like, yeah, I met J.Lo at an award show and it was just like really awkward. There was like a really firm handshake, a once over, and Melanie was disappointed because she once viewed J.Lo as a hero. Also, I know we don't like Ellen DeGeneres, but when she asked J.Lo like, doesn't he have a girlfriend? J.Lo played dumb. She's like, I don't know. J.Lo faced a lot of backlash after revealing she was unhappy about sharing the stage with Shakira back at the Super Bowl in 2020. The duo took the stage by storm at the iconic annual halftime show, with their history-making performance attracting ton of praise from fans and celebs worldwide. But it turns out that despite the evident success of the joint performance, J.Lo wasn't really happy with like sharing the stage, and she admitted that in her Netflix documentary that she thought it was the worst idea in the world. So shortly after those comments hit the internet, fans were like, girl, this attitude is entitled. It's over. Regardless of time constraints, those two put on an iconic show. So what's with the diva behavior? So what isn't J.Lo telling us? Well, let's go and talk about Puffy's recent arrest on racketeering charges, more things I can't say, how it sent shockwaves through Hollywood, turning the spotlight on his infamous past parties and every connection he's ever had. Well, as the scandal's been unfolding, a lot of celebrities, once linked to this star-studded human being, have been keeping quiet. In the midst of all the controversy, there's been a lot of photos from these 4th of July parties, from the white parties, from the birthday bashes, that have tongues wagging. There's one photo where we see Puff Daddy in a bed with J.Lo, Aaliyah, Andre Harrell, Natanya Adcock, Damon Dash. Everybody's dressed in white except for Puff Daddy, J.Lo, and I'm kind of wondering why. And there's another photo where once again, J.Lo and Puff Daddy are cuddled up on what seems to be an oversized bed covered with white pillows that I won't want to put a black light near. And a lot of folks call the industry cruel after seeing that, especially the first one. They were like, poor Leah, dealing with Puff Daddy, dealing with other predators. She was so vulnerable and unprotected. She was in all the wrong spaces. The industry was so cruel to her. And like after what we've talked about today with J.Lo and how she took advantage of her, yeah, that makes sense. Sure, these photos might have been like simple and fun and innocent at the time, but now if you look at it with all the context and the history, J.Lo girl, are you okay? Like, fans on social media have been talking a lot about them, and they're talking a lot about J.Lo and her silence amidst everything that's going on in the news. Maybe she's too traumatized to talk about things. Some folks said that, hey, the divorce with Ben Affleck makes more sense now. Poor J.Lo was just completely traumatized after being with Puff Daddy for 2 years. Yeah, they dated from like 1999 to 2001, and they had a roller coaster of a relationship, and fans want to know just how much of an impact it had on the poor woman. And that's all for today, folks. See you next time.